So here's a story for you with a very twisted ending. That's your trigger warning. I got involved with someone who had gotten divorced and was a few months out of her marriage. We made arrangements to hang out and take care of business one day, so I show up at her house and see that her ex-husband is mowing the front yard. Bottom line is that the ex-husband was still hung up with her. Don't blame him. One of the finest asses I've ever laid eyes on, and intent on winning her back. So not wanting to cause a scene, I drive on a little further past and park up the street. At some point, I guess he had noticed me. So while I'm in my car listening to music, I think I was listening to 311, ironically enough, waiting for him to finish up. I lost track of him. Suddenly, I see him driving past me in his truck. I stayed in the car a little longer, finishing up whatever it is I was doing. And suddenly, the dude pulled up next to me. I saw him glaring at me out of the side of my eye. So I rolled down my window to ask him what the deal was. Essentially, he told me that he knew I was there to hang out with his ex-wife and wasn't a big fan of that arrangement. I told him that their issues weren't my concern. We went our separate ways. Anyways, I end up parking my car a few blocks away in case the guy came back to try and fuck with it. Then I walked back to the house and went inside for a grade A fuck fest. All the best stuff. From the front, from the back, from the side. Lick this, suck that. You get the picture? A day had passed. I was minding my own business back at home when I suddenly got some very frantic and upset texts from the same girl. She told me that her husband was completely fucked up in the head and she was about to be sick. Then she sent me the screenshots. She sent me a screenshot of him telling her that he knew we had just fucked because he went through her trash can and dug out the used condoms. Yeah, I strapped up, but also note the multiple rubbers used. I wasn't sure how to feel about the mental picture in my head at that moment of this guy holding my used condoms in his hand. This is where the story gets fucked up. Another fair warning. The next screenshots she sent me were of her ex-husband saying how fucked up it was and how much it hurt him to see that. How she has moved on and doesn't care about him anymore. And then he sent her 2 pictures of him slitting his wrists with one of her dinner knives and pictures of him dripping blood all over her house. That shit was fucked up. I didn't really know how to help out in a situation like that. It was beyond my pay grade. As far as I know, the guy is fine. He didn't cut himself deep. Seems like he more so did it for the attention. She was so disgusted by the whole thing that she straight up moved out of that house because she couldn't unsee what had happened. The sex was great, though. So when